First thing we're going to talk about, it's ridiculous that there's certain rules that are not in place, I feel like.
Right.
And that's where we come in. Commissioners, if you're listening, Jake and I have some rules that I think will make baseball, basketball, and football better to watch for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And this first one for baseball is near and dear to my heart because, Jake, would you say I hate baseball? Is that a correct word?
That hate is a right word. Otherwise, just not pay attention to it.
I haven't watched an inning in a very long time. People told me to turn on last year's World Series when it was in Game 7.
It was great. It was good.
I'm sure. Okay. Didn't want to. I think I just slept, to be honest. It was a lot better. It was useful.
So you would call baseball boring?
Baseball is my least favorite sport.
Okay.
I would rather, I think it's natural to rather watch darts, actually.
Curling?
I love curling.
I know you do.
Man. I mean, from nation capital of curling, come on.
That's Superior, Wisconsin.
I think Duluth is.
Duluth.
But 5 minutes away. Anyway, I hate baseball, but if they implement this rule, I think I would watch it. And I think steroids should be mandatory in Major League Baseball. Thoughts?
My initial thoughts are, I guess I'll just ask some questions.
Okay.
Because the people want to know,
I think they understand already, but ask away.
Right. Of course. Everyone has already been thinking this. You're just giving voice.
I'm the voice of the people.
Yeah, to the people. So a bunch of, I guess, baseball experts would say that steroids ruin the game of baseball because it's impossible to tell who's actually good at the game if you allow steroids at all.
Interesting.
What's your counter to that by making them mandatory?
My counter to that is baseball is boring as hell. 90% of the game is either a strikeout or a grounder where the person gets out. And the most exciting thing of the entire year that I even watched highlights for this year. Okay. I didn't watch the actual thing because that's too much baseball for me. But the home run derby.
Right.
Everyone likes to see a home run. Everyone wants the risk of a baseball flying at their face, at 100 miles an hour off a bat.
Yeah.
If you're in the stands. And if everyone's juiced up, these baseballs are going to be exploding.
Okay, so you're looking at it from a business perspective, from a fan, want to make the game more interesting.
Again, Jacob, I can't say this enough. I'm the voice of the people.
Okay.
And I think everyone wants to see a home run derby every single game.
What do you think do you think the better players in the league, so the Aaron Judges, the Giancarlo Stanton, and I know I'm just throwing names at you that you probably never
I know who they are so far.
Okay,
so far I'm good.
So the best players in the league, do you think they're going to get better with steroids compared to everyone else, or do you think we're going to have a lot of scrubs like you and me who get to the professional leagues because now steroids are mandatory?
I think it would be funny if there's a bunch of scrubs that are like some 5'5" guys who can just bang the thing out.
Some drunk 40-year-old.
Sure. Yeah, beer guy. It doesn't matter. As long as he swings, he can take as long as he wants to get around the base.
Pitchers are throwing it at 200 miles an hour.
Absolutely.
That'd be nuts.
Yes, it would. But I would assume Judge does not do steroids right now. So he's probably going to be an absolute freak more than he already is. He'll probably hit the damn thing 300 feet.
God, because he's already the size of most refrigerators.
He's like 6'7".
6'7".
6'7". He's a big guy. Stanton, he probably already juices up a little bit,
Just a little bit.
I know in baseball, it's pretty common knowledge that a lot of the balls are juiced now for the hitters.
Right.
And you can see a lot of pitchers. They can tell. I think they might be a little bit smoother. They can tell they're throwing the balls away until they find one that's not juiced. Some are actually recognizing it. But the game right now, Major League Baseball is taking baby steps towards this home run derby while they pull the sheet over your face like, oh, we're not doing anything. I'm saying, screw that. We don't care. We don't care that you're juicing balls. We want this. Juice these players up, shorten their lifespans. That's a choice they can make.
Like thoroughbred horses. Yeah. Just put them out there.
Let them go. That's my rule change.
Okay, that's your rule change. As always, let us know what you think about that rule change.
Are you on my side here?
No, I'm not on your side.
Okay. I want the people. I'll put a poll up.
All right,
I'll put a poll up when this is released.
Okay. My contradiction to that is that you're going to completely change the game. And
I'm a game changer, Jacob.
How are kids supposed to play baseball? Okay, anyway, we're moving on.
I have an answer to that. Let's juice them up. I don't care.
Juice them up. Come on, Timmy. It's just a needle. The needle phobia goes up 10% in the U.S. Or down.
Maybe down.
Maybe down. That could be one of your pros. So moving on to basketball. I looked at basketball, and you're a much more avid fan of basketball than I am. That's kind of how we approach these rule changes.
You're mostly just a Dwight Howard fan. We've established that.
Mostly Dwight Howard. And I think my rule change would help Dwight Howard because, as you know, Dwight Howard's a clean basketball player.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, the essence of what the game's supposed to be. If he's listening, I'm open to be his marketing agent. So my rule change is taking from another sport, which you and I both appreciate, both like hockey.
Yep.
Putting into basketball. So if you're a true fan of sports, you already know where I'm going because you've obviously already thought about this. But I'm suggesting that basketball, the NBA adopts the NHL's penalty rules. So when a basketball player fouls someone on the other team, they're put into a penalty box for a minute. Technical fouls, the first technical foul is 5 minutes.
Jesus.
5 minutes. And we're having 4-on-5 basketball. This is the equalizer of teams like super teams. You think the Cavs are too damn good? The Warriors are too good? Now it's 4-on-3, baby. Let's go.
That's true.
Still shooting matchup.
Yeah, Warriors are going to be just 1-on-5. Durant's going to be out there by himself, crossing people over and draining threes, but it could slow him down a little bit.
You couldn't tell me that in like a Game 7 of the finals, I almost said World Series, of the finals, that doesn't make it so much more. It completely changes. No more of this, don't foul him, ticky-tacky stuff. You put him on the line. Now it's 4-on-5. Game on.
I like this rule. My only thing that it just feeds into my anger for LeBron James because he gets special treatment from the refs. And if you're a LeBron James lover and you don't recognize this, don't talk to me ever again because it's bullshit. He's fouled out like one game of his career.
One game.
He should have like 20 offensive fouls every single game. We're not even talking about travels, which he does every damn time.
Right.
But he's not even going to sit in the damn box ever. I want him to get put into a box.
The other pro of this rule, you up the ante for players like Brian Scalabrine, years past, Birdman, enforcers. Because if you can get fouls on those other guys, on the LeBron James, on the Kevin Durant's, you're a game changer. Suddenly it's 4-on-4. LeBron's off the court. Everyone's trying to take a charge. Everyone's sent up charges.
Nobody wants to take a Scalabrine charge.
No one wants to take a Scalabrine charge.
No one wants to get in the way of the white mamba.
It's all elbows and knees. No, but do you see, my question is, why would NHL have this rule and not the NBA? I think in the NHL, it's a game changer, makes the games more interesting.
Right. I think it makes sense. You're right that, NBA players get 6 fouls right now before they're out. If they somehow make it to the second half with 1-2 fouls, they feel like they can just foul a guy and it doesn't matter.
This is how you make the game cleaner.
Yeah. Also, I like in hockey, I don't know who the team is, but those fans that like dress up in the full bodysuits, like
I think it's Winnipeg.
And they're mocking the guys in the box. That would be fun.
That would be fun. There would be some NBA fans already that would do that. I feel like Toronto would be nuts.
Yeah, they would. Those fans are nuts.
And they already got it with the whole hockey thing.
Right.
They'd be ahead of the game.
Toronto's been begging for this.
They
already have the box made.
Yeah, Toronto, if you're listening,
we got fans of Toronto.
This is how you win a finals by implementing this rule. They could probably get the same guys from Winnipeg.
Probably, yeah.
They don't have anything to do when hockey's not on.
Pay them. That's right.
Just come over. We'll buy you different color morph suits. That's all you need. That'd be interesting. I would watch more regular season for sure if this was.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Because regular season, especially the first half of the regular season, it's essentially 41 games of preseason.
Garbage time becomes must watch now.
Yeah.
The worst part of the game is when teams start intentionally fouling the other side. Not anymore.
No. You know what? I'm on your side. I'm on your side for this one.
So if you agree with this rule change, you're going to put up a poll when this goes out?
Sure. I'll do that too.
Yeah. This is a must. Adam Silver, buddy, pal. Even though you look like Mr. Clean. Go through this rule change.
A little bit.
I'm not wrong. Put up that picture too. Side by side, Adam Silver, Mr. Clean.
They're bald.
That's it.
That's it. Everyone's bald looks like Mr. Clean.
It's not a huge look-alike, but I don't know. I'm not sure anyone's ever brought it up either, so you're welcome. Moving on to the NFL.
I want to hear yours first. I think yours is a little bit more serious than mine. Surprise, surprise.
Mine's not super serious. But, so mine addresses a real issue. NFL, this was brought up last year, especially with all the games we had last year ending in ties after overtime.
Right.
So my proposed rule change is why I would love them to go into the college overtime scheme.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to do that, if they think it's too much red zone contact, if that heightens the risk of injuries, I have a solution that is guaranteed to not bring in any injuries. My solution should not be an injury bug.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's hear it. So if the overtime, normal overtime, if it ends and we're still tied, you bring out the kickers.
Okay.
And it is now a game of pig with the kickers.
Okay.
The team who wins the coin flip gets to kick first. Their kicker puts the ball wherever he wants it on the field. I'm not opposed to the sidelines if he wants to do some trick shots, but he can put it wherever he wants. If he makes it, the other team's kicker has to match it. Suddenly, kickers are an important part of the game.
That's true.
Don't get picked on as much.
That's true. You don't have – I can't remember who said it. Some former bullshit quarterback said that kickers aren't even real football players. Who was that?
Well, Peyton Manning made fun of his kicker all the time after he called Peyton Manning.
It was that bald guy who sucks at
Trent
football.
Dilfer?
Dilfer. It was fucking Dilfer. God damn it.
That bald guy who sucks at football.
I think he was talking about punters.
Talking about you, Adam Silver.
Dilfer looks like Mr. Clean.
Yeah. They're all the same guy. Conspiracy theories. But yes, so no one respects the kicker. Not saying they should yet, but with this rule change, you know, Tampa would have never won a game.
That's true.
Nick Folk. Oh, my gosh.
Nick
Your
Folk,
kicker becomes way more important. Kickers, you should support this. Think about how much more money you get paid.
We need to reach out to some kickers. I think they would be in favor of this. Vinatieri. You got guys like Justin Tucker who probably bangs 70-yarders in pregame.
Right. And I'm sure, you know what, the Ravens would be all for this. He's probably one of their better players.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
this
elite Joe Flacco, then Justin Tucker probably.
Yeah, the GOAT. Justin Tucker.
GOAT, Joe Flacco.
Oh, two GOATs, one team.
It's interesting that your rule change was overtime because so is mine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so maybe we can we'll have a debate on whose overtime is better because yours was playing pig with kickers after the normal regulation of overtime. I'm saying also let's shorten overtime a little bit because I definitely want to get to my overtime rules. Okay. I don't want any chance of it being done. I think if the game is still tied after, let's give it 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay,
yeah.
So we're in this 2-minute drill.
Absolutely.
Coin flips must.
Yeah, if you get the coin flip, you're the only one who gets a chance. For my overtime, I'm going to have people switching positions, and that's mandatory.
Okay.
So Packers go out there.
Every position?
Every position. Offense, defense, flip. Packers go out there. You can't have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback anymore.
So the guys...
You're looking at Mike Daniels back there taking snaps from Mason Crosby. And suddenly, that's a game changer.
Let's not joke around. Mason Crosby would be the quarterback.
He probably would. A lot of the punters would honestly probably take the snaps.
I think, yeah. So are you saying whoever's out there on defense, the last snap on defense, those guys are your offense?
Sure.
So you can't take guys off the bench either. Like you can't have some...
No offensive player. If you're listed on the roster as an offensive player, I better not see your ass on the field for the offensive series.
Okay.
Because that's unfair. That's cheating. I'm not about cheating. I'm about rule bending.
Could you put like Brett Hundley, like the second string quarterback in a corner if he didn't play at all?
I mean, if you want to make the decision of playing Brett Hundley at all, that's on you.
It was an example, but
But yeah, I mean, you can put Rodgers out there on defense. I don't care.
right. But you can put backups in,
Yeah,
as long as they're on the other side of the field. And
Right.
special teams can go either way.
Yep.
Okay, so do you have to have someone else kick then?
Oh yeah. And you know what? Because Patriots a few years ago they had Edelman kick it, and that seemed way too natural.
Okay.
I mean, they were just like, let's find the first white guy who can move his leg. Brady can't, so Edelman can. Banged right in.
Right.
We might have to say it has to be a D lineman.
Ooh.
Because I'm not going to speculate the race of most D linemen, but I will say it would be funny to watch them kick a football. Like we've seen, there was some practice footage, I believe, of Vince Wilfork doing an extra point kickoff.
Well, see, he might come back in the NFL if this is a rule change because he's known for playing any position.
That's true. That is true. I mean, he'll change his body. I mean, he'll sacrifice his body to change positions. I mean,
he'll put on weight if he has to.
Clearly a lot of weight.
A lot of weight.
He is okay doing it.
If you don't think he's fat enough to play quarterback, you watch.